Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys this evening?
Fantastic.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello,
Fantastic.
Sam. We missed you guys from last week. We're so excited to be on the show tonight. First of all, it's your girl Shalonda, known as Coach Shalonda. We have your girl Kenny, known as Miss Queen A. Our girl is back, Kim, known as Miss Serious K. She's back from the making of. And we have a very special guest tonight, but I'm going to scoot back a little bit and let our Queen A introduce our special guest. Take it away.
All righty now. I'm just gonna go off my mind. I've known Donald for you know what? I've known Donald for 25 years, and he has always been crazy in a funny way, in a great way. He has always been amazing. We had lots of fun partying and all that back in the days. And we have turned our life over for the better. So he's definitely a living example of what God can do in your life. He trains in his career, but also he does, he doesn't like titles, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I like to acknowledge who he is. He's a minister. He is a minister as well, an adjunct to his pastor. He does a lot of, I believe that he saved lives, whether he know it or not. He saved lives. So amazing man. So welcome to the show, Donald.
Thank you.
Welcome, Donald.
Yes, welcome, Donald.
We're still working on our crowd.
Yeah, get some sound effects.
Yeah, I know, right? Let me ask really quick, Donald, how long have we known each other? Been 25 years, right?
A little more than 25. I'll get the exact date the next time we get back on.
Well, all right.
Look, he just invited himself. The next time we get back on. So, wow, that's been a long time. Special friends hard to come by when you can be friends and still in connection with with someone for so long. So that's a great thing.
Yep.
Welcome to the show, Donald. We're so excited that you have accepted our invitation. We know that tonight is going to be awesome because you are on.
Okay, now.
Biased, opinionated. No, I'm just joking. Welcome. I like to send a special shout out to my little one. I'm gonna say, please get off. But our mommy loves you very much. Dad, I think your little one off. Welcome to the show, fam. Nikki. Hi. We love Nikki. So we have a great show lined up tonight, guys. Let's get right into it. First of all, how was your week? How did everybody? Tell me something exciting. Did someone crash into the salon? This time that you go to Washington, D.C. versus New York and Virginia, where are you now? Tell me, how was you guys?
Well, when I got back to the
Go ahead.
My week was, y'all already know. Look, y'all already know. My week was amazing. My week in Jamaica was amazing. So, but I we got back and hit the ground running, working it back to the same old. But I tell you, I'm telling y'all, I did not want to come back to the States.
I know that's right.
I was like, let me stay. I want to stay. So it was a much needed vacation, and we had a great time. And I got you two ladies some souvenirs. I haven't forgotten about y'all, so I got to get them in the mail. But yeah, it was amazing, you guys. So if you ever get a chance, you haven't visited Jamaica, go to Jamaica.
Yes. Tell them, where did you go, Kim? Tell them, where did you go? Where did you stay?
We stayed at the Sandals Resort. It's in Montego Bay, but it was the Sandals Royal Caribbean Resort. And oh my gosh, they treat you like royalty. Hands down, the best resort ever. I'm telling you, it was great. You didn't have to do nothing. You just say, hey, and they come over there, what you need, what you want, and they're excited to do it, and they don't want you to do nothing. They tell you, no, ma'am, don't do that. You're on vacation. They stop.
Oh,
wow. So yeah, they had all inclusive. Yes.
All inclusive. Sandals Royal Caribbean. Holla at Heart, Mind, and Voice. Okay, go ahead, Queenie. How was your week?
My week, it was very busy. It was just, with work and everything. It was extremely busy, but I had a very, very great week and eventful week. I'll say that. But I'm excited about going on vacation. And look, I'm the type of person that I would go on vacation alone too. So yeah, Coach Lana, she know how I am. I would just pick up and I'll just go by myself, which is that's kind of a risk, but I won't go outside the resort or whatever. But I am the type of person that if no one is not ready and I'm ready to go, I would just pick up and go and take a weekend trip and and go on vacation, do what I got to do and enjoy. Look, I can meet people very easy, so I'll go and I'll in your face socialize it. Hey. So yeah, I'm ready. Series K, I'm ready to go on vacation too. And this year, I know I'm going back home to New York. But besides that, I definitely have to plan some type of weekend getaway or a few days getaway. Maybe plan it with a friend or a relative or whatever, or someone, I don't know.
For
vacation.
So Queen A friends out there that's tuning in, she's going on vacation. But anyway, Donald, how was your week?
It's just usual. Go to work just so I can get some rest. That's all.
Go to work so you can get some rest.
Yeah, I go there. My boss don't bother me. He just waves, "Hey, Donald, all right, good." I go in my office, close the door, and watch videos all day.
Oh,
let me tell you, Donald is the most realest person you will ever meet.
Listen, he knows if he bothers me, I'm gonna leave. So.
Oh my goodness!
You know what? You will be the spokesperson for It's All About Me. You're gonna be the spokesperson.
Yeah, but usual stuff. Go to work, come home, hang out with the family until they bother me. Then I tell them to get away, and I just do what I do.
Well, good.
Look, if I'm not bothered was a person, it would be Donald.
It would be
That's
Donald.
right. Leave me alone.
It would be Donald all day. Yep. Well, it seems like everybody had a wonderful week. Time for reflection week. So that's good. So let's just get right off into I'll show you guys. We was talking about earlier about the way of the world today, especially in the States. We don't know so much about across country, but we definitely know what's going on in the United States, and a lot of things that's going on is not a good thing. A lot of things. There are some good things, but just as much good, it's probably even more bad. So I want to start off with the topic of the famous tennis player Naomi Osaka, how she bowed out for the French Opens because of mental health. She didn't want to do the media because she has an issue with anxiety and getting all nervous, and how mental health, the topic alone is very close to me because of family, because of friends. I know so many people that have mental health challenges, so it's a very close topic, near and dear to my heart. And the one thing that I wanted to say about that is that when someone chooses to protect their mental stability, that says tons for their character. That says tons for their who they are as an individual. Because to not allow someone to corrupt or erupt that space, it's nothing like your mind. If you don't have your mind, and just a proper capacity, if you don't have your mind just stable, your life is in chaos. So to be able to say no, even if it means that I could possibly risk my livelihood, my career, everything, that I've worked so hard for. But, my mind is what matters, because, if you have your mind, you can build another empire. But once your mind is gone, there is no more whomever that individual. Right. So I commend her for taking a stand, because that's a stand that many people would have been afraid to take. So I commend her for that, and whatever it takes to protect your mind, because that's all of you, that's everything. That's how you function and how you operate. You make decisions, choices, and everything. So I commend her for that. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about her taking a stand for her mental health?
Well, so I would say this, like, my bishop in New York used to always say, you have to fight for your focus. You have to fight for your mind. And in her capacity, she knows, as she said, when you take a loss, that's very hard on you. And some people can't handle loss very well. So when you take a loss, they expect you to go ahead and speak to the press conference about how you feel. And she's breaking down because she had a loss. So, not everyone can deal with a loss in the way that other people may deal with it. So to make someone speak and talk about how they feel and all of that, I was like, listen, if they don't want to see her, I'll curse somebody out. So, so I'm just saying, like, you should not force a person to have to speak, or either at least prepare them somehow. But she knows her capabilities. She knows what she's capable of, what she's not capable of. So I definitely commend her in taking that stand. Especially mental health is very rapid lately, and especially what we still going through in the pandemic. And then you have to deal with losing. That's very hard on your mental health. So I commend her for taking a stand. And she doesn't want to have a breakdown in the public. And especially they ask all these questions. They have a bunch of reporters that the lights is in your face and everything. And you got to sit up there and deal with what just happened and embrace that. So you need a minute. You need a minute after losing.
Yeah, absolutely. Serious K, what do you say about that?
Yeah, I commend her too for protecting her mental health. Our mental well-being, that's very important. That goes along with everything else, like taking care of your body, taking care of your mind. All of that is just one. This is a part of our whole being. So I commend her on that. And, it was very insensitive of them, to try to find her. They didn't take in consideration and she was very honest and straightforward about it, and they didn't even take that into consideration. And and now I think they're saying that they want to be more sensitive now to it, and all this kind of stuff. But maybe she's breaking ground by doing that, and them saying, okay, we get it now. Okay, we'll be more sensitive now. I mean, with these celebrities, they go through a lot. She's passionate about her game, and just think about, if, like you said, Queen Ada, if she was to break down during her interview, she has to go back and replay that and keep looking at that. That could affect her game. That could off game. And we kind of saw that with what's her name, Serena. One time what's the guy's name? Or they referees, I don't know, that called the games, and he was going off on them because he was cheating and stuff like that. They go through a lot, and they have to take breaks sometimes. They know when enough is enough. We saw what's Dave Chappelle. He had to take a break. He had some things going on. He was like, hey, he cut his money off. He like, hey, my mental health is everything. Mariah Carey, she did it. So I commend her on that. And they need to bring more awareness to that, especially when it comes down to celebrities and stuff. They need to bring more awareness to mental health.
Definitely. Donald, what would you say about that?
I like the stance that she took. I just hope that her people that surrounds her business people, actually talk to her sponsors, because, they quick to sue you and say they're going to take everything back because you're not fulfilling your obligations.
Oh, wow.
Now, I think, with her, if she would have lost, I think when you lose, that makes you stronger. Because now you go back to the drawing board, you look at the films, you look at the charts, you say, okay, I did this wrong, now I'm going to do this better next time around. So if you're always a winner, that's not a good thing. You got to fail at least once so you become a better winner, a stronger winner.
Yeah.
But when you're in she has a lot of young African-American girls watching her. Yeah. So she has to be careful. So she has to be strong.
Yeah.
I remember some years ago, Charles Barkley said he's not a role model. He's an idiot for saying that, because all these young boys, they stand up, they look up to him, LeBron and Jordan and all the rest of them. So when you're a celebrity, an athlete, or whatever you are, you're in a fishbowl and everybody's watching. So you have to be careful. No matter if you don't want to be, you have to be.
Very true. Our producer says that she loves how Venus got the praise. Oh, yes, she did. I cannot quote her verbatim, but she did say, like, in so many words, it doesn't bother her because she knows how to play, and they'll never be able to play. I think, if producer correct me if I'm wrong, they'll never be able to play as good as she can play. So what do they know? But Venus has been in the game for years, for a long time. And this young lady, I think she's 23, I believe. I think she's like 23 years old. And so she is she's young, exactly. Right. She's young. And so, with all the press and then all eyes are on her. And I think you just said, Donna, like you are considered a role model. And they are. I mean, they really are to a lot of, to a certain generation, so she is considered a role model to her generation.
And we know certain people are glad that she bowed out.
Well, I mean,
that's Donald. He'll bring it. He'll tell it like it is.
They're happy because you got Serena and Venus are no longer there. Now you got her coming up.
Right.
You got the other young lady, the gymnast.
Yep,
they all coming up.
Right.
You got this other young guy, Nigel Houston. You probably don't know him. He's a skateboarder. He just won. Right. He just cut his dreads a couple of years ago, whatever. Mm-hmm. Now he's won more gold medals in the X Games than Tony Hawk. So some people are getting upset about that.
Okay, definitely have a very good valid point, because I will say that one of those people, they say you people, one of those people, what did say something about, I don't know if they called her a spoiled brat or ungrateful, something. Piers Morgan, whatever his name is, that had something to say about Meghan and Harry. I'm talking about this case. He had something to say negative. He's over, I believe, is he in the UK? I think he's in the UK or wherever he's at. He's over there. He's definitely not here. But he had something to say. He's with the lady that had to leave the View. I forgot her name.
Sharon.
Sharon Osbourne. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Him, he had something negative to say about that. I think he called her ungrateful or spoiled, something like that was in that. And, it was very sad of him, being that he is an elder, because he is, being that he's an elder, although he is, from another culture. But, still he's been in the public's eye for a while. He's always been in the UK media forever, and so, of course, his mouth got him in trouble. And once again, we're talking about he's trying to down a young lady who clearly said, she doesn't want to deal with any mental health struggles, because she, that's her struggle. She has dealt with that, being in the public's eye. Now, I will say, go ahead, Queen Anne.
She's young as well.
Yeah.
So, when they have to take that into account.
Right.
So she's still learning to deal with taking losses. She's still learning to deal with how to present herself in the public eye. So they have to understand her age, and with, her age, like she doesn't have that full experience yet. So she doesn't really know how to handle, even though they probably taught her and she probably had coaching around it, but she's still not able to know how to handle it, because she haven't been in the game long enough to really present herself and know how to handle herself, even when it's a loss. And I believe, you see that it's very experienced people who can present themselves in the public and speak to the press after they had a loss. But she's still growing. She's still learning all of that. So they shouldn't be so hard. And then maybe give them a chance to come back after a few days. Let her kind of, prepare herself. Let her deal with the loss that she had when she playing tennis. And then maybe in a few days, she'll come back and she can do a press release or whatever. But they shouldn't make a person do it, so soon, especially she's young. So.
Exactly. Just mentioned as well, Donna, you said hopefully her people are talking to her sponsors. Hopefully they also have a good support team for her as well, especially if it's her dream and her desire to grow in her profession. She's a lover of what she does, a lover of tennis. So she probably, one of her goals or whatever is to probably, I'm sure, to be like Serena or Venus, who have, won so many titles, throughout their tennis career. So I'm sure that is one of her goals as well. So I would think that they would make plans to support her in her mental, ability. Go ahead, Serious K.
I was gonna say, I read where the app, the app Calm, that you can download on your phone, helps you meditate when you stress and stuff like that. Yeah. They're gonna help pay for her fines. and also donate money to some type of cause towards mental health. So I thought that was nice.
That's
Yeah.
really good. See, she's bringing
That's
awareness.
good.
Yes, we definitely know about
Yeah.
Calm. That app Calm. I think what's her name was struck a deal with Calm Tabitha Brown. Hear her
Yeah.
lovely speaking voice. So, but that's, I'm glad she took a stand, and I'm sure the right people are around her to support her so that she can move on up and just show the world what we're all about as a culture. And we wish her nothing but the best. Now, moving on, let's get into some of our favorite topics, especially one that Mr. Donald just loves. We cannot wait to get into it. Isn't that right, Donald?
Yeah, what is that? What do I love so much?
So we're going to start off by talking about, now this is a topic that I'm sure that these opinionated folks really just don't too much care about: karma and witchcraft. Karma, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. What you sow, you shall reap. Oh, the tables will turn. All about karma. And then we're going to move on over to I put a spell on you. Aren't you just loving this, Donald?
Yes, I am. Can't wait.
You guys, I mean to tell you, it's something about karma is so real. I'm sure we all have, stories to tell about how we've seen karma going to other people as well as probably in our own lives, from things that we've done. But I would definitely say that karma definitely has a way of visiting us. Definitely has a way of visiting us, visiting others, visiting those that have done wrong to us. And it's not meant for us to gloat when we see people get repaid for their deeds, because time repays all. But it's definitely a way to show us that nothing goes unseen, nothing goes undone. So whatever you put out there, that's exactly what you're going to get back, from the universe. So you guys tell me. I am so excited to hear what you got to say about this, Queen A.
So,
Mhm.
so I have a lot to say.
I'm sure.
But let me say this: I have watched this series on Netflix, and it's called Dirty John. And and it was a woman. She was married, and he ended up leaving her, and and everything, get with another woman. And this woman, she could not let it go. All her friends are telling her, let it go. Like she wanted to make sure that he will pay for leaving her. And so she, like, and they talked about karma and stuff like that, but it's like, why do all of that? Like, he will get what's owed to him because the way he did her. But she was so fixated in making sure they pay. She ended up killing both of them though at the end of the movie, at the end of the series. But she was so fixated on getting the both of them. But I want to say this: karma is DITCH, and it always comes back to you, whether it's coming to you or your seed, meaning like your child, your family. It always comes back to you. Now, I have met this Nigerian guy. Right now, I'm not saying it's just Nigerians. It's all different people. It's Americans, y'all Louisians. I'm just joking.
Wait a minute.
So I'm just joking because Coach Shalonda and Sirius K is from Louisiana, but it's so many people is into witchcraft. But I have met this Nigerian, and we got to talking about certain things and spells. So he told me they have this thing called a charm spell. So what they do is, and he had asked for my Instagram profile at the time. I'm like, hell no, I'm not giving you my profile. So he said they take a picture. They take a picture, and what they do, like he said, they have this thing, like they pretend like they into stocks, or they do something, pretend like they into something, just to kind of get you to feed into them, or kind of attract you in some way, or charm you in some way. So he said they would take your picture, they would go to like someone who does witchcraft, and they it's a spell called like a charm or love spell. Once they do that, it's like you Like all of a sudden, you don't know why you so attracted to this person, why you so in love with this person. Then all of a sudden, it's like they giving you money because the point is for them to charm you, so they can get the money from you, so they can scam you. And I'm like, are you serious? So he's like, they do a lot of different witchcraft. So you got to be really spiritually protective. You got God. I mean, you pray and everything, got God on your side. You don't have to worry about it. But the extent of what he told me, what they go through, did he have a nerve to try to touch me? When I tell you, I flipped out. Like, do not touch. I flipped out because I'm like, I don't know what I don't play with witchcraft mess. I'm not into that. Now I have gone to psychics. I'll say that. Look at Donald. I have gone to psychics in the past. So yeah, I have gone to psychics, but it's very interesting because you don't know. I have a prophetic call on my life, so maybe that could have been a fascination with psychics. But I have gone to psychics, and when they told me that someone put a spell on me or whatever, and they asked me I want to do it, back, I'm like, no, absolutely not. I do not mess in that world. I'm afraid of that world. I'm not saying I don't believe in it, but I do not play around in something I don't know nothing about. So it's a very dangerous world. But when it comes to karma, it always come back. You don't have to worry about how that person going to get paid back. And sometimes when we hurt, we look to pay back. We become petty, right? So we look to be petty and pay that person back. But we don't have to do it because it always come back. And guess what? If we try to get that person back because they have hurt us, guess what? We still got to go through what we have done in the karma, but try to go after them. So let the universe do what it's do. Let God do what he's going to do. And, it's always going to come back.
That's right. Serious K, what do you think about this?
Oh, Lord. That darn witchcraft mess. To me, they are trying to play God. You trying to get in the way of divine intervention. I mean, you can do all these spells and all this kind of stuff, but it's what you have faith in and what you believe in. Right. So I guess if you have faith in that stuff and you believe in that stuff, maybe it'll work for you. But as y'all mentioned earlier, I mean, as long as your faith is strong in the Lord and you're protected in God and you're in his will, you don't have to worry about that stuff happening to you. Because, I feel like, God has me protected and I don't have to worry about that. And when it comes to karma, as Christians, like Coach Shalonda mentioned earlier, you reap what you sow. So I try to really be mindful of what I do to people and what I say. And, if I do something wrong, I try to come back and say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize. Because I really believe that what goes around comes around. So you have to be mindful because I'm telling you, it will come back on you. And it seems like today, like a long time ago when you would do something bad, it takes years for it to catch up with you. But today, you do something today, you're going to get it back tomorrow. It's like God ain't playing. He's swift. These days. He's like, okay, I'm going to get you tomorrow. And he got you. Yeah. And I was, the word karma, I remember studying the word karma in this religion class. And it's funny how, although we believe different things and believe different gods, some of our things mean the same. Our quotes and our scriptures and stuff kind of mean the same. And karma in Hinduism and Buddhism means, what your bad actions. If you have bad actions, then of course you'll reap bad things. Your good actions, of course you'll reap good things.
Good.
So I found that very interesting. So I definitely believe that what goes around comes around. So be mindful of what you do and how you treat people because you're going to get it back. You'll get it back. You might not see it. You might not know. I mean, that person that did you wrong, you might get to see it because, we want to see it. I want to see what God do to him because he did me wrong. But I promise you, they going to get it back. They going to get it.
Absolutely. Don, tell us, what do you think about this?
Well, witchcraft, like I told,
tell the truth.
As far as witchcraft goes, witchcraft was legal back in the 1700s in the UK. Then it became a law that it was illegal. I guess they was over there doing all kind of craziness. But how can anybody believe that if, like we were talking about, if you take my drawers and bury them in the backyard, I'll never leave you, but you won't believe that God can heal you.
Right.
So I
Right.
don't need no lady sitting there with a bunch of cards, flipping them, and me shelling out money or calling a 1-800 number in the middle of the night for somebody to tell me what the lottery going to be. No, I don't need that.
Do they
All of
do
that right there is just some kind of crazy nonsense that they put in your head. And if you're weak minded, which you're going to believe in witchcraft.
Mm.
So if you believe in it, not being disrespectful to your audience, but if you believe in witchcraft, you're weak minded. Can't nobody tell me you're putting a spell on me. Get away from me.
Oh, you.
You
Right.
whatever you wishing on me, I wish double on you.
Wow.
So if you wish good on me, I wish double blessings on you. If you wish bad on me, so be it. You're done. Now, as far as karma, we all know the saying, what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. And I'm just glad that I changed my ways before it started affecting my daughters. Because I got 3 daughters, and for the way I treated women back in the days, I don't want a man to treat them that way.
Wow.
You know,
Right.
real quick, I'm in construction. And with construction projects, the project ends, you go to another one, or you go look for it, whatever the case is.
Right.
I was on a job one time here in the city, and the foreman was afraid that I was going to take his job. I didn't want his job. I didn't need the headache. So he decided to lay me off. Everybody got mad. They were like, "Donna, why you like?" I said, "I couldn't care less. Bye." A year later, they called me from another judge. Said, "Listen, we need you to come back." I said, "Well, this is what it's going to cost you." They agreed on it. I came back. I became the same guy's boss who laid me off. So you know what I did?
Wow.
My first job was, all right, you can pack your stuff, you can leave now. What goes around comes around.
That's true.
Again, you treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And that's it. Good, bad, or indifferent. Everybody has an opinion. It's not my job to beat you up and make you understand what I believe. All right, whether it's witchcraft or anything else, but you don't do bad to people, even if they do deserve it.
Yeah.
You just don't do it.
You said something interesting. You said you treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
So if someone was to treat you bad or whatever, because it's like Coach Shalon and I had a conversation the other day about characteristics, right? So it's like if you're a good person, you have a good heart. If somebody come at you and they treat you a certain way, do you turn your heart and you start to treat them bad, or do you still stay in character? You have a good heart, you're a good person. Do you still stay in character and even that person disrespect you, you still treat that person with kindness?
Okay. Well, the Dowdo of today, right? We're talking about today. You treat me bad any kind of way. I've learned to take a deep breath, go the other way, block you off my phone.
Right.
Whether you're family or not. The Dowdo of 20 years ago, if you would have looked at me sideways, I was going in your jaw. Now the flip side with that is me going in people's jaws, me pulling out on people, me beating them up, kicking their door in, beating up everybody in the house, cost me a whole lot of money. I've sent my lawyer's kids to school. I paid a few weddings. I've done all of that because I let people, again, get in your mind. No, nobody can have that much control over you where you just lose it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you act like you're a fool, even with road rage and all of that. All right, go ahead. See you later. Bye. I don't have time for it.
Absolutely.
That's why I stay at home. and my father calls my yard a hog pen because all the cameras and the fencing around. I just like to sit here and I know I'm protected from the outside world.
Wow.
If I'm not out there with the nuts, I can't be bothered by the nuts. Now, is that a way to live? No, it's not. I just don't have I just can't do it no more. It's just bad.
It's just interesting how the power we give to things and people. So even when someone has like for instance, like someone that has hurt you from the past, whatever, and we still may keep that in our hearts, and it's like we may react to a person a certain way, and it's like to give that person power. And I had to learn a hard lesson around those things as well. And I had to learn how to become a different person and change my ways, and not give a person so much power. And I believe that's what witchcraft is. It's about having power, like, and having power in, not trusting what God can do, and having power in something other than God. Now the Bible now did have some things that spoke about, they did rituals. So that's another question: is rituals witchcraft? Because in the Bible, in the Old Testament, they had a lot of rituals that people will consider today witchcraft. So, Coach Shalonda, girl, let's hear what you got to say about this.
Donald, help me.
Well, we all know that the Bible has been tampered with throughout time.
Mm-hmm.
We all know this. That's why you got about 400 different versions of the Bible, because everybody who decided to dabble in it and change things around, we never know. We don't know for certain what really happened, whether those rituals were witchcraft, or by the time by the time one of the scholars found out about it, they done flipped it around.
But the Bible also speak in parables and mysteries. And if
Mhm.
we are to learn how to decipher those mysteries, we can understand the true meaning of it. Although they have people that dipped and dabbed and changed it around, the Bible still speak in mysteries. And we look at it, and everyone interprets the Bible differently of their
Yeah,
understanding.
I was
So
just getting ready to say that, because all four of us can read a scripture right now and have a different interpretation. Trust me,
Oh yeah.
you three will probably have the same interpretation than what I'm going to get out of what scripture.
yes.
Well, let me just say that I do consider some things in today's time as rituals, like christenings. To me, that's a religious ceremony uh, that has been practiced over the years. Um, you could say baptism, but that's a real close one. But it is a religious ceremony that has been
Oh,
practiced throughout the years. So rituals, whether we want to admit it or not, are what they are. They are, religious ceremonies, that have been practiced throughout the years with a particular meaning for it. So, when it comes to witchcraft, for me, there's a lot of question marks around it, because it deals with a lot of ritualisticness. That's a word I made one.
But
But it's definitely, a lot of rituals around that. And I'm not one, we all can speak for how we are, but I'm definitely, especially today. Now, maybe back when I had first got saved back in 1995, I probably felt like more people were for real about their salvation, and more structured in their salvation, and really try to go according to God's word. God left a blueprint, and yes, his word was inspired by man. Yes, it was inspired by man. And so for us, God, for prophets, prophets, they still exist today.
Mm-hmm.
They still exist today. And God gives his word to the prophet first. And then it's the prophet's responsibility to give it to the people when it is his time to give it to the people. Now, everything that God gives a prophet is not meant to be, given to the people. But there are some things, a lot of things are meant for the prophet to pray, the prophet, to minister, because they are in all ministers as well. So I would definitely say that when it comes to witchcraft, there were some things spoken, a lot of which, if you do study it, if you do look it up and see some of the things, I'm not talking about everything, but if you do look at some of the things, the practices within witchcraft, some of it originate from the Bible. It really does, just like astrology. It originates if you do your studying. For us to dismiss the word of God is for how can we live as a child of God?
So wait, so Coach Shalonda, so do you believe in witchcraft or not?
Huh?
So do you believe in it or not?
I believe that if you have tampered with a mysterious side, or a side that, because they have books and stuff about it, I believe that everything that's created, God created. He said that everything created, He created, and it was good. But it's man that makes things evil. And for us to dismiss that, once again, we tailor the word to our satisfaction. Now, I'm a realist, and I am very open to when it comes to understanding the mysteries of God, because there are some mysteries that are phenomenal and that are beyond our understanding when it comes to really studying the word of God. How I know that? From studying the word of God.
Okay, so hold on. So here's the question, right? So so people say witchcraft is not always bad, right? Serious K, you want to say something? I don't care. Serious K, what's
it? I just want to say this. Okay, just like the devil, he has his imps, they have cults, and they have rituals. And one of their rituals is witchcraft. Just like with Christianity, we have rituals, which we call, like you said earlier, Coach Shalonda, which are ceremonies. Those are, like you say,
things, baptisms,
weddings, and things like that. Those are rituals, but it's not witchcraft. So I kind of separate the two. Witchcraft, that's demonic stuff. That's of the devil. Those are his rituals, because they cut out hearts and hold it up to the sky, whatever, and bury them in the ground. Whatever these cults do, some of them, they're cannibals. They eat people as a sacrifice and things like that. So to me, that's the demonic. Those are demonic rituals, that witchcraft and stuff. So I separate the two. I don't look at them as coming from the same place. That's just my take on it.
Now, you know what, I used to work with, she was from Dominican Republic, and she used to tell me, her some of the things that she's done. And I was kind of afraid of her, honestly, though. because she would come into the office, right? And she was getting ready to lose her job. Okay, Donna, what you sighing for?
No, I'm just waiting to jump in this because I'm shaking over here because I.
He got go ahead, jump in. I hear the sigh, like, go ahead.
No, I didn't sigh. I'm just like, all right, now here we go. Now, Shalonda just mentioned, she said something about religious traditions and all of that stuff, which, I mean, my cousin Lisa, who's on right now, she knows I don't believe in none of that. And none of it, don't care to know it, don't want to know it. In my church, we don't call it a christening. We call it a baby dedication. You're dedicating your child back to the Lord. All right. Now, you had mentioned something about prophets. Mm-hmm. We understand prophets are out there. God do speak through certain people, and we call them prophets. Yeah. The problem that I have with all of that is that as soon as the church hear that a prophet is coming to town, they kicking the door in. Haven't been to church in 5 years, but they want this man or woman of God to come tell them that they get in a house and a car. No, you get up in the morning, you go to work, and you go get your house and your car. I don't need somebody to tell me that.
Well, not everybody is, not everyone.
Now, listen, sis.
Okay, listen, brother. Okay, listen.
Now, I've had prophets spoke to me. I didn't go get on the line and do none of that. They actually came where I was sitting there minding my own business. They came to me and said certain things, and I'm not gonna lie, within I would say 24 hours, it did happen. Mm-hmm. I had a prophet tell me exactly what I had in my pocket, and it was to the dollar amount. But now when a prophet is standing up there talking about if you give him your cell phone and he knows your password, come on. That's witchcraft.
Well, let me say this, because I am an ordained prophetess, and right. I have spoken at churches. I have spoken different places and prophesied. Now I want to say the prophet comes to reveal what's already in your heart, what you already know, but sometimes may not be aware of it. Right. Mm-hmm. So the prophet comes to bring to the surface. Now, some people may not have the faith, and that is like what's that scripture, Coach Lon? You gotta help me with this. I know the scripture very well, but I quote it off. It's like faith come by hearing. So
And hearing by the word of God.
right. So you will hear the word, and all of a sudden it creates a feeling of faith and of okay, I can do it. Because sometimes we know we just go ahead and get the house. Sometimes we know we can go ahead and get that person we've been seeking or whatever. But it's like sometimes you need the surety around it. So when you hear the word, it creates a sense of faith, and then you go ahead and do it. Not everybody have that action ability about them where they go and do it because they may be unsure or uncertain. So the prophet comes to reveal what is possible, what God say, what thus saith the Lord, and then but so not everyone has the faith to go out and do it, but once the word comes,
Okay, now a lot of prophets.
Okay, listen, brother. Listen.
They speak about they speak about money, right? No, I know. I ain't paying attention to y'all. Listen, I'm on now. Y'all, that's it. Listen. A lot of prophets speak about money, right? Now,
here we
how
go.
are you going to tell me about money and I'm doing better than you?
Well, that's not all prophets.
Not all of them, but some of them snakes, that's what they do. They're going to sit there, well, God told me to tell you, you're going to have this, you're going to have that. I know you got this, I know you got that, but I'm going to show you how to do it. How you going to show me how to do something and you can't do for yourself? Wow. Don't show me nothing. Let God show me. I don't need you to tell me anything. Go over there.
What prophets you been talking to, Donald?
Huh?
What prophets you been talking to?
I don't talk to them. They won't talk to me.
Now, I would say some people, now I'm going to say this. Some people have called me for a word, right? Like a prophetic word. Now, I don't always charge people, but I'm gonna tell you this. Yes, because it's not about charging for the word, but it's the time that you put, that time and effort. Like I have someone who called me consistently for a word. Now I said to her, now you need more of coaching than the word because you need to know how to apply the word. So when I say she called, I would charge her for it because it's like, okay, I'm not just giving you a word, but I'm going to give you the steps on how to apply it and how to walk into it. So, but yeah, because it's like people will take advantage. If they know you got a prophetic gift, people will take advantage. So I believe a prophet should be paid. I definitely believe that because they 100%. Speak God's word. So I believe they should be paid. And you know what? And sometimes I don't even ask, but God, he will make it so where if I give prophetic words, it always come back to me, whether it's through them or somebody else or whatever. But people will take advantage. They know you have, a prophetic gift in your mouth. So
yeah.
But let me tell you the story, y'all.
Wait, let me say something right quick before you tell the story. I want to concur with Sirius K when she mentioned how that it's separate, that witchcraft is separated when it comes to speaking spirituality, when it comes to speaking about being a child of God. And remember I said earlier that people would take things, powers, and mysteries that God has created. Because the Bible speaks of there are mysteries in God, mysteries that we have no knowledge of until we have that relationship. Hold on. We have that relationship. And she mentioned how witchcraft is of men, which is 100% true because his word speaks of rebellion as the sin of witchcraft. So it's saying that witchcraft is definitely sin. Remember, I went back and said that God has created all. It's man, it's us. Like you mentioned, Donald, when the prophet coming in town, everybody get to running. So for you, that skews your perception and view of a prophet. You're like,
not all prophets.
No, right, not
all.
Because definitely not all. Hello.
Yes, not all of them. Just some of them.
Right.
Absolutely. Just some of them. Because you can see if you can see somebody, a man or woman, who is, how can I say, that they're God is definitely using them.
Yeah.
Then you can see some that is just doing it for the stage, the lights, action, camera.
That's true.
How much are you giving me?
Oh, that's 100%.
Because you got prophets that will come into a church.
Yeah.
With their paperwork. This is what I get. I get essential water. I sit in the seat with the big cushion, and I need to check the clear before I get behind the podium.
Yeah.
But then you have a prophet who will come in, slay the whole church, and walk out the door before the offering is taken.
Slay the whole church.
Yeah, slay them. And just walk out. You looking for them and be like, oh, we didn't give them nothing. They didn't come for that. God is going to bless them another way. Not saying that, so Kaneen, don't get mad at me. Don't say that you cannot, just not saying that a prophet nor pastor or whoever shouldn't get paid for their time, because it takes time, whether you're doing it over the phone, you're traveling to them, whatever it is. It takes money to run a ministry. And, you know, it does.
It does.
You know, it takes money to run a ministry regardless of what.
Yeah.
But we all know that sometimes God will make a way. We all know this. God gonna make a way out of no way.
Yeah.
Now, I've been to many churches where they asked me what I wanted. I said, do whatever y'all want to do. 99.9% of the time, whatever they give me, I will take 10% of it and give it back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah, I always do.
That's just me. I just can't see myself taking nothing from a ministry.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't travel with an entourage. I don't gotta pay people. I'm just coming in there, little old Donald, no title. I'm gonna give you what I gotta give you, and I'm going home. I don't need no chicken dinners, no collard greens, mac. I don't need none of that. I don't need no fellowship. See y'all later. I got things to do.
You know what? I remember when I had spoke at a church, and all right, I don't want to go into this topic.
I want to hear.
No, I don't think I want to go into this topic. Come on.
And you can't speak at everybody's church who invite you to. That's another thing.
I agree.
Can't do that.
That's true.
I want to say this.
TikTok.
Because I don't want to really go into this topic, but
cancel culture.
When someone wants to bless you, because
it's not gonna happen till you speak.
So your gift will make room for you, right?
Absolutely.
So when you go and you speak at a church, whether you're a minister, a prophet, or whatever, and someone is offering you something, why not receive that in? Because why turn it away? Because it's what God wants to bless you because of your gift.
Can I get this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
No, you cannot.
You're not. Listen. Think about this. God has put on their hearts to bless you, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, God has put on your heart at the same time to be a blessing to them, because there might be somebody in their ministry who they're helping that you don't even know about. Mm-hmm. So by you giving it back, you could be helping a whole entire family that you don't even know about. That's how I look at it. So not saying that, and a lot of churches take it as a disrespect when you don't take nothing from them. That's why I let them know at the door, don't even offer it. I'm not coming.
Oh, and that's because, this is, I want to get into this.
But I also had ministries that when I walked out and didn't take nothing, there was checks in the mail. They actually put it in my mailbox.
Well, see, but Donald, it's like.
And I gave it back.
Well, Donald, why aren't you open to receiving?
Because I go to work every day.
Okay.
And I'm not being funny. I get up every morning. I go to work. I make a decent living. I make a decent amount of money. I don't need a church to bless me, because I know, especially if I know that church is trying to do the right thing in the community, in the neighborhood, they're feeding people. That money they want to give me can feed maybe 10 or 12, 10, 20 families.
So you're the giver, you're the provider.
I'll write a check in a minute.
So I have a lot to say. Ooh.
You say something.
Leave me alone. Listen, just leave me alone. Tell me how much I need, and I'm good.
Word for you.
That used to be me.
I wish I was. I wish I was rich. You would hear Bill Gates wouldn't be a fraud.
How the heck you gonna get rich when you can't receive it?
I'll get it another way.
I'll
get it another way. Don't worry about it.
I just want to say this right quick.
Give it. Listen, all right. Then we're gonna go on our next topic, I guess. I'm looking at the time here. if listen, if 20 whatever years ago I was able just to throw money into a club, in a strip club or whatever else, why can't I just say, all right, I was free to just throw it. Yeah, you got it. Just throw it like that. Why can't I take that money and just help people? I don't need the help. I'm good. God has blessed me.
Okay, Donald, I understand. And I just want to say this to the HMB fans before you go on with our show, but that it's okay, HMB fam, for some of you all that are ordained ministers, pastors, bishops, apostles, whomever, whatever role you have or calling you have within the ministry of evangelist and evangelist. If they offer you, Donald, let's be clear. It's not wrong.
No, I'm gonna clear it up. Right.
It's not wrong if you receive it. If you prefer to give it back, because there are some, I've been in churches where, there are some guest speakers, ministers, prophets, whatever, come in and they speak and they just give it back. And that's okay. But, if you want to receive, that's okay too. And that's
it's that individual. Like a lot of, how do you call them? Big pastors, they travel, they got to pay for a plane, buses, whatever. They got to pay for that musician. You know how many times a pastor that went across country, bought airplane tickets, went to wherever they was going, and didn't receive what they laid out to get there? That happens.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? Sometimes, you got to feel it out and know that, okay, I'm going to have to pay my musician. I'm going to have to pay my adjutant. I got to pay for this round trip ticket. I got to pay for this hotel. So I have to take it. Mm-hmm. But if I'm driving to Brooklyn from Queens, mm-hmm. I don't need it. I'm not going to take it.
So, but when you do mention the bigger, pastors or whatever title that God has blessed them with, go away and then they're compensated for that. Well, their whole life is devoted to ministry, and they're going away from where God has called them a shepherd to be over, and they're going somewhere else. That is those people are going to be blessed by God by sowing that seed back into their life. That's also a part of your gift making room for you, and your gift putting you before thousands of people, opening up doors of opportunity. That's why you have that gift. That too is why you have that gift. Yes, to share with the world. In return, God blesses you with it. So if you prefer to give it back, that's fine. That's not wrong. You can give it back. But if you feel blessed and you're like, thank you, Lord, you receive that as a gift offering from the Lord, and those people bless you for you going and you taking time for whatever other responsibilities and obligations you have in other places. We're speaking on the bigger ones that take jets and the planes and stuff. They need that anyway because they're coming right back to minister at their own to their own flock.
And they're not flying coach. They're not standing there waiting because they have to get back to their church on Sunday morning.
I am not going to put my God ordained man or woman, my shepherd, in coach either. I don't want to be coach.
Exactly. So you gotta pay for that. So if they speak in someplace on a Saturday night, they got to be back in their church on a Sunday morning.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you guys want to fly first class or in a private jet, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Is nothing okay. What's the next? No, there's nothing wrong with that.
I just want to know what's wrong with it.
No, it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as there's nothing wrong with that, as long as your church is just as financially stable as you. Now, it is. I can't see you flying in a jet and half your members are living in public housing. Because they're sowing their seeds and their tithes and they offer it to you so you can fly all around the world. So now they're broke because they got you. Oh yeah, it happens. They got you living high on the hog, so to speak.
Right. So
I got a problem with that.
It's not that pastor fault that you are living on Section 8 or wherever you're living in the hood or whatever, because you have a mind just like the pastor have a mind. You have all the opportunities just like everybody else have the opportunities. And guess what? We have Google now. So information is free. Information is free. You don't want to get off your lazy tail and better your life. That is not the pastor's fault.
Right, but now if the pastor is calling these $100 lies and these people are standing up there to give all their money out,
wait. I'm like, Serious K looking like I should get some popcorn right now.
Girl, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, man. Let me.
You know what? All right, real quick. No, seriously. You know why? You know why I'm like that? Because my pastors, my pastors don't take a dime from the church.
Soap opera. I'm like,
that's why.
It's like a soap opera, right?
Yeah. See what it is? My pastors, they're not on salary for the church. They don't take nothing from the church. They don't want nothing from the church. We've all tried to say, listen, y'all got to get paid. They're like, no, we have jobs. We finance our own way to get around the country to do what we do. They don't want nothing. And it kills me because I know how giving they are of their time, their money, and everything, and they don't want nothing from the church.
Well, you know,
and that bothers me. Huh?
I can't believe we ain't off this.
You know, I was gonna say, well, no, this is good. Thank you, Donna. This is really good. But I was gonna say that the Old Testament as well as the New Testament, it talks about tithing, right? And they said that now it talks about the first fruit really should go to the priest, right?
That's right. Yes, absolutely.
So in other words, it shows that the priest really should get paid from the for the members. Because what they're giving, of course, they make their own living. But when you come and you are feeding God's word to the people. So if you're feeding, you got to get paid in some way. You got to be serviced in some way. Yes. So if you're getting serviced, then that comes from the church as well as what they do on the outside of the church.
Yeah. Okay, now.
Yes.
Your tithes. We all listen. I look forward to paying tithes. Right. I'm telling you, I'm blessed. I'm not bragging. I'm just blessed. My family is blessed. Uh-huh. All right. Now, you say the priest should be paid.
Yeah.
I believe that the tithes, again, you said the Bible said that. When I look at it, I think the priest is the church, meaning that your tithes is going, all right, I'm wrong, well, my opinion. Now, I believe that the money goes into the church to help the church help other people. Again, the church is a business. You got electric, you got gas, you got mortgage, you got insurance, you got to pay your staff. You know, you got to pay your musicians, your administrators. All these people got to get paid. So the tithes is there to help that. Now, if the church got 30,000 members and they can pay the pastor, okay. But if your church only got 500 members, now maybe you got to work something out where it's, okay, we can't give the pastor this month, but we can give him that. And if the pastor is a true man or woman of God, they would understand that. Now, I just can't say, all right, I'm going to go give you my tithes every week, and then you going outside, putting it in your navigator, driving a navigator and wearing alligators. No, I can't see that.
So Serious K.
Now, if you pay your tithes to the church and you know in your heart that you're giving it to the church and that pastor decided to do wrong with your tithes, that's between him and God.
Now, so it's a scripture, right? I think it's in the Levites. Talk about the Levites. The money went to the presiding priest first, and then a tithe was sown to the church, right? Because it said that the priest had to get their first fruit, right? And then the tithe come. So Serious K, what you got to say? Because I know Serious K waiting to say something.
I'm just listening. I was okay.
Y'all have it.
Y'all giving me a lot, and I'm taking it all in. But I was just thinking earlier when he was saying, I just give it back. I don't want it. I used to do that all the time. When people used to try to bless me and give me money, I would give it back and say, no. And my spiritual mentor, she told me, she said, Sister Kim, you can't do that. She said, you have other people. She said, it's a blessing to be a blessing. And how can they receive their blessings when they're trying to bless you? That's how they receive their blessings.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh. So I started taking the blessings. And then one time my mom, she even showed me, she was trying to give me some money for my birthday. And I'm like, no, mama, no. Like, y'all live on a fixed income. She's like, She's like, listen, she said, how would you feel? She just started going off on me. How would you feel if you was always giving somebody something and they wouldn't take it from you? You know, how would you feel? How would you feel about that? And she started crying. I was like, okay, mama, I'll take it. I'm sorry. You know, she was like, you know, you give all the time. Can't somebody give to you? Let me give to you. And I'm like, okay, you know. So it's a blessing to be a blessing. And when God gives you those blessings, just take them. I mean, take them. It's a blessing from the Lord. Don't throw it back at them.
You don't have to take all of it.
You know what? Somebody said something.
No, I mean, pay your tithes, do your 10% like you said. But when the Lord is trying to bless you, receive
and
it.
You give it back to them as an offering to them.
So okay, so
I get that.
This, right?
Thank you.
I have something to say too, but go ahead, Queen A.
I had a spiritual coach said to me one day, and Sirius K, I agree with that, because she said to me, she said, you like to give, and I'm a giver. I love to give. But she said to me, she said, you re-gift things. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, you receive a gift, and instead of you keeping it, you re-gift it and give it back to a person or another person. So then she said to me, and then that makes you become depleted, and you're wondering why you're tired, or you're feeling this way, or you're feeling that way, you're feeling all these type of feelings, because you keep regifting. Like, God wants to bless you, but it's like you got to learn how to take it in. You got to learn when someone give you a gift to receive it and just hold on to it, so more can come. Because I don't disagree at all what you're saying. I'm not gonna say at all in some aspects, Donald, but I appreciate your opinion, what you said. But I do believe that we need to learn how to receive more.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
No, it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like I said, I would take 10% of it, whatever it is, and I will give it back as an offering to the church. Like I said, I don't know everybody's financial situation, so maybe the pastors or whoever it is, they're taking it because they have to take it. Again, I don't have to. I'm not at that point in my life where I'm on a fixed income or whatever the case is, or anything where my money is not there. Like I said, Kaneen, God has brought me out the gutter. So, I'm not even supposed to be here right now. So for him to clean me up and do what he did with me, with all the nonsense, whether it's womanizing or hustling, whatever it is, if I can't reward people after he done took care of me, I don't need to be in the position I'm in. To be honest with you. That's why I don't feel bad about giving back. Whatever it is.
Open person? Are you an open person? You think would you consider yourself open?
Yeah. I'm an open book. Statute of limitations had already ran out on certain things I've done. So it can't get me for it. So I say what I want to say now.
Oh God.
But yeah, I mean,
I would love to have your wife on the show. I want to hear this.
She would not talk. She would not talk. That's why we get along. Complete opposite.
Complete opposite, right?
She's probably somewhere listening right now, like, oh my God, I don't believe he's doing this. But,
balance.
Yeah, it's balance, all right. But she was the only one that could tame me, though. So hey, that was right.
Oh, that's good. I love that. But I want to know if she feels that if you're an open person.
Too open.
Wow.
I think you're blunt.
Right, very
of course, yeah.
Very blunt.
Let me tell you real quick. My pastors are out of town right now. They're in Cancun right now. So we was at a wedding on Thursday night, and she told me, her and her husband, we was at the reception, they said, listen, please be on your best behavior Sunday. I'm like, y'all really think I'm gonna act up? They said, yeah. Okay.
They didn't try to convince them otherwise. Okay.
Yeah, they already know. I'm just gonna be me. I mean, I just don't know no other way. That's why people love me. I mean, it's nothing phony. I'm not going to be phony. I can't.
And and just to think, like, Dom, like you say you evolved, right? And it's like, of course, we get older, we mature. Now think about this. Like, Donald was like 10, 20 times more. It's 25 years ago. So I'm just thinking about like years ago how you were, and it's just like just how we really have evolved. But you were definitely something else.
Yeah, I had to change my language, I had to change how I viewed women. It's just like, come on.
Now I'm saying you were really blunt, like in terms of like, you were really, really very blunt, and you still are, but you have,
Listen,
I guess learned to.
I've been places, I've done things, I've said things, and first thing I tell them, you knew what you were getting when you called me. Why did you call me? If you want somebody that's going to tell your people to click their heels 3 times and everything is going to be all right, call that person. If you need somebody to tell your deacon to come out the bar, call me.
Now, see, so this is so, and I know we gotta get off the subject, but Donald.
Yeah, we gotta get off this.
Okay, wait, see, but that's why I asked if you open. Like you're
up?
blunt, right? Like you're blunt, and you can say certain things and tell people the truth. But when it's time for someone to kind of say something to you that may be truth, do you have a hard time receiving it?
Not at all. Not at all. Because guess what? When I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Don't be afraid to tell me anything. Then I'm not going to respect you.
You're wrong. Receive your blessings.
Get
point blank period. Okay,
yes.
Time. You're wrong. Receive your blessings. The Bible speaks about a cheerful giver. He speaks about those who sow sparingly will reap sparingly, give cheerfully will reap, abundance. So definitely, and I'm paraphrasing. I know I'm paraphrasing.
All right, know what I'm going to do? Next time somebody offer me something, I'm going to say the Heart and Mind and Voice show told me I had to take it.
Oh, God. If that's what it takes for you to receive your blessings, fine. But we definitely want our fam to know, our HMB fam to know. Oh, please like, share, subscribe. So, Lord, we went through the whole show. Oh, one time.
Yes.
Went on giving from Karma. Witchcraft.
Because witchcraft is money. People worship money. That's witchcraft.
Oh God, Jesus.
But I was gonna say, when we talked about the witchcraft really quick, I was gonna say, was it Naaman who dipped in the water 7 times? Was it Naaman, right, in the Bible?
I can't remember.
I think it was Naaman. So some people say that's witchcraft. Like I had known someone who mentioned she had to go into the field and drop 7 coins in the field, right? so it's like so she did it. She said she did it, like, because she did it for good, because she was asking the spirits for her love life to evolve. And it's a Dominican lady to work with, and she used to tell me some of the things that she's done. And when her and I was like, well, why would you do that? And then we brought up the Bible scripture, like how they did certain things. I believe it was Naaman who really dipped.
Dipped in the Jordan.
Yeah,
so,
right. And it's like,
you mean to tell me, right? Throwing coins in the water is not witchcraft?
No,
I'm just asking. I mean, I don't know, because you got all these fountains out in front of hotels and malls, people throwing their coins in there, wishing for something. To me, that's witchcraft.
Right. So that's why
we get to the coins.
Because Queen A brought it up. I don't know. She said the coin.
I believe it alone, y'all. Believe it alone.
So if the Lord told you, Donald, to go dip in the New York River, what's the rivers in New York?
The Hudson River.
Would you go dip? But it's in the Bible. You wouldn't go dip.
No, if God tells me to do it, yes.
Okay.
But if some nut says, go ahead, Donald, I need you to go jump in.
Whatever prophet tell you.
But what if you can't hear God? And what if a prophet, God said
depending on, like I said before, ladies, depending on the prophet.
Oh, okay.
Because I did have a prophet tell me one time, he says, I need you to yell out as loud as you can that you are a blessed man. Now, where he told me to do it at was on the same corner that I was hustling on.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And guess what? Because I believed he was a true man of God, and I did it.
And you were delivered that day.
No, I was me, but I did it, and because I believed him to be a true man of God.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
That's why I did it.
And you said, I'm a blessed man?
I just screamed out right on that corner It was on the corner of 107th Avenue and Guy Brewer Boulevard, about 40 projects. And Kadeem knows 40 projects where every gangbanging lunatic is at to this day. And I stood right there on that corner and I yelled it out.
Wow, I'm a blessed man.
Yep. Just everybody that knew me like, what the? Yep. But by then I was already saved.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I was over there to try to talk to them and explain to them why they still shouldn't be out there at 40 years old doing the same thing we were doing when we was 20 years old.
Yeah, but a lot of times God will send prophets to tell us to do certain things that maybe most of the time they're outside the norm. So, you know, you can never underestimate what God will guide his prophet, his man or woman of God, to lead and guide you to do, to be delivered, to be blessed, or whatever the situation is when it comes that individual, because he can, you know. And again, I think that just continues to validate the mysteries of God. Some things we don't know, you know, everything. That's just point blank period, the truth. We don't know because our relationships aren't that intact with God to where if God told us to do this right then and there, we're going to do it. And there are some people that relationships are intact, but 100% everybody relationship that is a child of God is not intact like that. It's clear. I mean, you know, we know each other. So it's clear that, you know, sometimes you may need that, as Queen A say, you may need that assurance, you may need that confirmation that God said do this. Because a lot of times God tell us to do far-fetched things like, what? Okay, God, you want me to do what? No, that ain't God. The devil is a lie. You know, we have heard many testimonies where people have said, God told me to do this, and I said the devil is a lie. And as Serious K said early, her mom telling her, you stop people from getting blessed when they're trying to bless you. God, go ahead.
I want to say, Lisa Nettles, I just want to acknowledge her. She's also a minister.
That's my cousin.
Yes, she said blessings aren't always financial.
Exactly.
And that is so true. Blessings come in all sorts of forms, not always financial.
That's what I was saying.
But you didn't say it like that, John.
No, that's fine, because
I agree.
We were talking about the finances, but
right. And
absolutely we know that blessings come.
Blessings are health.
Yeah.
You know, like we talked, you opened the show earlier about what do you call it with the tennis players?
Mental
illness.
Yeah.
I believe that all of us right now, one of our blessings is that we have our right mind.
Absolutely.
That's true.
So that's a blessing in itself.
Right.
That's true.
You know, she's right. She's 100% right. It's not about money. Right. It's not about money, because think about it. A person can have nothing, absolutely nothing. Don't know where their next meal is coming from. And there you ask them how they doing. What do they say? I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Just because they're alive.
Right. That's true. I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. And good health is a blessing.
Yes.
Yeah. So. Without good health, there is no health. There is no wealth. So health is your wealth.
God, like I said, God blesses me to get up every morning to do what I do.
Yeah.
Every morning.
The only point that we were trying to say, Don,
is we don't block your blessings when people bless you. I know.
Exactly. That was the only, we are not saying that the only blessings are financial blessings. We all know that that is definitely not the case.
Oh no.
I got it. Your life is a blessing.
I got mouths to feed in here. Yes, I sometimes I do need to be blessed to take care of them. But you know what? It wouldn't do my heart any good that I knew I took from a ministry that probably needed it.
Right.
That's all I gotta say.
Understand that, right? You're right. Yeah. I totally understand.
And sometimes a ministry won't tell you what they're dealing with, but you can look and you can tell.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, now, like I said, 30,000 members, say 5,000 members. Oh yeah, let me get that. Because y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. But now on the flip side, I'm gonna go to one of the shelters, one of the group homes, and I'm gonna take care of them.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's all.
Nothing at all. Nothing wrong with that. But you mentioned that some of these big mega churches, some have a lot of people that are struggling and, but the pastors are, driving this and that or giving all their money to these, big time.
Well, I mean, and that's what, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
It's not even just in the church. It's in life in general. But there's such a black eye on the church these days that, stuff like that is always in the forefront.
Yeah.
And we need to stop that and let people understand not every pastor is the same way. Because that's why people don't come to church. But they say, oh, the pastor taking all the money. No.
Yeah.
My pastor's not doing that. Your pastor's not doing that. What that pastor around the corner is doing, that's his business. He got to answer for that.
That's right.
So you spend more time when you're witnessing to people explaining that before you even bring them to salvation.
Yeah. I think nowadays there's even more stuff now.
Yeah. Oh, it's bananas.
This was an excellent show. I cannot believe we did not get through all of our topics. It's crazy. But it has been some good information out from our awesome Donald. I tell you, every time he come on, it's a hoot.
Yes. Thank you, Donald. Thank you. We appreciate you.
We really do. Thank you so
No, you
much.
don't.
Yes.
Y'all don't
We
want
learn
me.
something new every time you come on. We learn something new. You leave us with some nuggets. We always learning something new.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Listen,
so
everybody has an opinion. It's all in love. That's all it is.
That's it.
If one, this is it, and I'm not gonna say nothing else. If one person that's watching your broadcast could get something out of what I just said, I did what I was supposed to do when I came on here.
Yes.
That's it. Now, I hope that person tomorrow morning don't go run up in their church somebody they need to see the books. I hope they don't do that. But
Please don't, y'all. Please
don't do that, y'all. Don't do that.
Oh crazy.
But just understand, God blesses all of us in different ways. He blessed Miss K to go to Jamaica and come back with her husband because she could have went over there and something stupid could happen because they snatching people like crazy. Right. But that was a blessing right there. She flew, she landed, came back safe. No COVID-19, no nothing. She's happy. Got on, told us about how nice the food was and all that other stuff. So it was good. So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
I was jealous because I'm sitting here looking at these nuts in New York and she in Jamaica. Well,
oh Lord.
But
you good?
but also with the young lady with the tennis player with the mental health issues, I really hope whatever help she needs, she gets it because the vultures are circling.
Yeah.
They are circling, and she seems like to me, and it seems like her parents, with her, it's not about the money. Because if it was about the money, they would have said, listen, just sit in front of the camera and just nod. Mm-hmm. But she took a step back. And so that'll bring, whenever you take a stand in something, that makes people aware of something.
Yeah.
You don't always have to take a knee.
Right.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Take a knee when it's time to pray.
Oh, that's good.
That's when you take a knee. Until then, stand up, stick your chest out, put your shoulders back, and let them know I'm here.
Wow.
And that's what she did. She stood up.
That's what the millennials has been doing. A lot of millennials have been standing up. And I love what you said, how you put it. At times, you know when to take a knee, especially in prayer. And she has, no matter what society has said, the press release, the money, whatever, she didn't let the money rule her. She took a stand and said, I'm not going to do it. So I love that you said that, Donald.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? 20 plus years ago, if I'm on my knees shooting dice, why can't I be on my knees today praying?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
That's
right.
the key.
So,
prayer is the key. And that goes with your purpose.
And listen, we got all this stuff now, social media, we got all these different type of things we can get the word out, right? The word should be out everywhere, 24/7, all day, every day. Mm-hmm. Back in the 60s, they didn't have none of this. Mm-hmm. And what did they have? They had revivals. Mm-hmm. They had prayer meetings. Yeah. They had the tent revivals and all. They had all that. What do we got now? TikTok. But nobody on TikTok quoting scriptures.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just crazy how we got all this at our disposal right now, and we can't get everybody to log into Zoom for 10 minutes once a week to pray.
Say it again, Donna. Say it again.
I can understand it.
That could have been the purpose of the pandemic. That could have been the purpose of the pandemic, where.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I told my cousin Lisa, because of the pandemic, because we're streaming more live now, we're actually touching more people throughout the country, throughout the world. Yes. Because people that didn't have access to us, they have access now because of all the streaming and everything.
And we definitely have an international audience.
Right. But now the flip side with that, when the churches do open up, people are comfortable now sitting in their underwear in front of their device watching the service or coming back to church. Now we got to worry. That's something that we have to worry about now. Once everything is okay, our masks are off, are we coming back to church? But now, to be transparent and to be honest, if just me, world, if I wasn't my pastor's adjutant, if I didn't have so much responsibility, I do not have a problem sitting in my bed on Sunday morning watching them on my phone.
Yeah.
And I believe, so we are in a new era, right? I'm not going to get into astrology and all that, but we're in a new era, right? I'm not, because we're going to host topic, but we're in a new era, and the era deals with technology. And I believe that's the way God wants us to go when it comes to touching lives. Because in the church, the pandemic happened and it caused us to get closer to our families, get closer to being in prayer, going online. So it's and we needed God at that time, so we would go online and pay attention more to to church, to the word. So I believe that was all a part of the plan, because it is even my church, you're saying they touching more lives than ever. Than they did when they were open. So that's the way God, I believe, wants us to go. In terms of reaching more people. So
yeah, I definitely agree. And I would definitely say times are changing, meaning that times are evolving, and we have to evolve with time. I mean, I understand that it's good to go into the house, but we are walking houses as well, walking dwellings as well. And so we have to meet people where they are. We have to do the Paul. Right. We have to be the Paul's round up in this mug. So
now, see, Coach, I like it. See, that's why I love her. See, I like what you just said. I don't like being in the building. I don't like it. Never did. But you have to do that. I like being in the street.
Yeah.
That's why I love my church. I mean, I'm not saying it because I'm a member. I love my church because we do things that no other churches do. We go to the strip clubs.
Yeah.
They get the okay to come in. They pray for the ladies. We go to those, but we go to the projects. We go to where most people don't want to go.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Yeah. That's how we have this discussion. I don't like civic attire because I can't reach that guy on the corner with a collar on.
Right.
I mean, I have to wear it for certain occasions, but if I don't have to wear it, I couldn't even tell you where it's at right now, to be honest with you. But I can't reach them.
Right.
I can't reach them, so I got to come as me. So we're on that same. So we're like this. I'm not like that. Yeah, I want to be able to reach them where they're at. I want to be able to walk up to them without them saying, "Oh, they're going to pastor," because then they start getting nervous. They start running. No.
Now you know what? I couldn't go to a strip club and preach because I'll probably start dancing like, "Hey."
But when we go, I can't go in. They won't. I don't go in. I stay outside. They go in, and the only reason they're allowed to go there because I used to work there. That's why So I know the manager. So that's why they get to go there.
And let me just mention, our producer mentioned that people are on TikTok doing gospel and scriptures, but it's not as popular as some of the other things. We definitely know what the other things are. Definitely know.
Right. Exactly.
So I believe if more of us get on TikTok, especially you just don't even understand some things you are missing out on. But if you can just get on YouTube, you can meet. You know what?
I'm on YouTube right now. No, I'm on YouTube for something. I'm on YouTube for something else. For cooking. That's it. But
okay. Well, hey, you know, we are doing other things.
yeah, but
But
you know,
Donald, you have a great personality, so you'll be good on YouTube and reaching the people.
Yeah, people need to hear the raw truth.
Look at that, he loving this. He like, yes. He trying to pretend like he not loving it. He like, yes.
because all of y'all know what it is. Because
getting challenged, Donald.
All of y'all are saying what people keep saying. Again, when God says, Donald, go sit in front of a mic. Wow.
You know what God could be saying? It just like when the man said, "Save me, Lord, save me, save me, I'm drowning, save me." And the Lord, like, I've been trying to save you the whole time because the bullshit was coming.
Like I said, a boat, right? I said a life jacket.
See, so you're not. We ask that you open up your ears, y'all. This has been a superb show. Thank you so much for your patience, your wisdom once again, your participation. We absolutely love you. We love our fam. For those that have been this is supposed to be prize giveaway. We don't have a lot of time. So the ones that have participated in the comments, we know who you are and be looking out. We're definitely gonna probably ping you on Facebook to get some information because we're so far out of time, it's ridiculous. But this has been a much needed conversation.
Thank you again, Donald. I just want to thank you as well as a friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Donald.
Thank you, ladies, for inviting me. It's been a pleasure as always. I learned. You know what? I guess every time I watch y'all, I guess I'm on here with you. I get something from all three of y'all.
Right.
So don't think because I'm in here doing my rant that I'm not absorbing.
We love it.
I'm getting stuff from all three of y'all that I gotta look at. I'm gonna have to go pick up a book tonight and check some things out.
Okay. We love you, HMV fam. We will see you next week. And on this note, we are out. Good night.
Good night, everybody.